How big is the universe? How do we measure something that is changing and come up with an idea of its size? This is a question that has no real answer. So it's something a little bit different for you to explain why it doesn't have an answer and what kind of range of answer you could give. Because sometimes in life it's just true that it's not that simple. Like asking, what is the boiling point of water? It seems simple, but then you have to ask, do you mean pure water, salt water, under pressure? How is it spread out? You can keep on going. And it's important for you to realize that not all questions can be cleanly answered. So if you go back through your notes, you should be able to convert the distances to these planets in astronomical units. You got figures from 50 all the way to some 64,000. You can do this activity, figure out how long it takes us to reach these 5 places given our current state of technology. That would be something you could demonstrate on a unit test. This shouldn't take you more than 5 to 6 minutes to answer these questions. A light second is the time it takes light to travel in a second, or the distance it travels in that second. So at 300,000 kilometers per second. So you should be able to look up and compute the time it takes for light to go around the equator, to the sun, the moon, Mars, and Pluto, and to the CN Tower. If the sun blew up at this moment, how long before we see the flash? Try that question and see what you get. It's all within your capability of calculating, not just looking up. This is how you get a gut feel for science. It's how in a movie, the engineer, and it says like, Marty, 21.5 gigawatts. It's just that kind of power's not around in 1955. You get an answer like that. You go, how did the guy know? You become familiar with it. If I said to you, I scored 6 million in golf, I know nothing about golf, but anyone with golf would suddenly know like I'm lying. If someone said you scored this in basketball and the other people in the room went, you're like, they have a ballpark figure in their head of what is possible. So when I say to you in class, this isn't possible, that's a really outrageous number, you go, how do I know that? Because you calculate values and over time you learn to expect certain ones. So doing these 3 pages of activity would give you that kind of sense. A light year is the time given a year how far light will travel. Okay, you should be able to calculate a light year. And then I would like you to look up the distance of these things in light years. This is all very straightforward stuff. You don't need to hand it in, but it's something you can do to make sure you got a good feel for it. And you show me if you are concerned to learn correctly. And then you can try these. And I'm going to pause for a moment and then I'll look at the details that you can't learn on your own from the other slides. And this is where I'm going to start in just a moment.